Elon Musk just became the world's first trillionaire. His tax bill on most of that wealth? Zero. Not evasion. That's a crime. This is written directly into the tax code. In 2021, Washington promised to close the biggest tax loophole in America. Instead, in 2025, Congress made it permanent and stronger. It's called Buy, Borrow, Die, and it's how the wealthiest families in this country legally pay nothing on billions. I'm going to show you exactly how it works and the part of this strategy that's available to you even if you're not a billionaire. Because the tax code doesn't care how rich you are, it only cares whether you know the rules. Let's start with a story that should honestly make you a little angry. Warren Buffett ran Berkshire Hathaway for 60 years and became one of the richest men alive. When he took over in 1965, one share cost $19. Today, that same share trades for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for years, Buffett made one confession over and over. He paid a lower tax rate than his own secretary. His exact words, "She pays twice the rate I pay, and I think that's outrageous." Now, how is that even possible? Simple. They play in two completely different tax systems. His secretary earns a salary, and salaries get hit with income tax rates that climb as high as 37%. Buffett earns almost nothing in salary. His wealth sits in stock, and stock profits are taxed as capital gains. Long-term capital gains top out at just 20%. Even with the extra investment tax for high earners, he's still under 24. And it gets better for him. If he never sells the stock, he pays nothing at all. $1 million in paper gains? Zero tax. $1 billion? Still zero. Our entire system only taxes you when you sell. Over the last 40 years, the after-tax income of the richest Americans grew more than 400%. Middle-class income grew about 50%. Same country, two different games. And once you see the three moves behind it, you can't unsee them. The whole strategy comes down to three words: buy, borrow, die. Step one is buy. The wealthy buy assets that grow in value. Stocks, real estate, entire businesses. Say you invest $250,000 and over the years it grows to $1 million. That's $750,000 in gains. Your tax bill while you hold it? Nothing. As a lawyer, I want you to notice the exact language the law uses here. The tax code taxes realization events, not wealth growth. No sale, no event. No event, no tax. So the first rule of the wealthy is painfully simple. They don't sell. Which raises the obvious question. If they never sell, how do they pay for anything? That's step two. Borrow. Instead of selling their assets, the rich borrow against them. And loans have a magical quality in tax law. Loan money is not income. You have to pay it back, so the IRS doesn't touch it. Elon Musk has pledged tens of billions in Tesla shares to secure personal loans. Larry Ellison set up a credit line backed by $10 billion of his Oracle stock. They live on borrowed money while their stock keeps compounding untouched. Let me show you the math, because this is where it clicks. Imagine you need $200,000 in cash. Option 1, you sell stock. To walk away with 200 grand, you'd have to sell about 262,000 worth. Roughly 62,000 of that goes straight to taxes. Option 2, you borrow 200,000 against the portfolio. Tax bill to zero, and the full portfolio stays invested, compounding for you the entire time. Sure, you pay interest, but when your assets grow faster than the interest rate, borrowing beats selling every single year. That leaves one problem. The loan is still there, and the untaxed gains are still there. Eventually, somebody has to pay, right? Welcome to step 3, die. This is the part that sounds like a loophole because it is one. It's called the stepped-up basis, and it lives in Section 1014 of the tax code. When you die, the cost basis of everything you own resets to its current market value. Follow this example. A father buys stock for $100. He holds it his whole life, and when he passes away, it's worth $2,000. His kids inherit it at a $2,000 basis. If they sell the next day, their taxable gain is zero. $1,900 of profit, and not one penny of it is ever taxed. Not deferred, erased. Now scale that up to billions. The estate pays off the loans, the heirs inherit the rest at full market value, and a lifetime of gains simply disappears from the tax system. And in 2025, Congress made this even more powerful. The new law locked in an estate tax exemption of $15 million per person, starting in 2026. $30 million for a married couple. So most estates pay no estate tax and no capital gains tax. This one provision cost the government about $72.5 billion this year alone. That's roughly a quarter of everything capital gains taxes bring in. Which brings up the question I get asked as a lawyer all the time. If everyone knows about this, why hasn't Congress shut it down? They've tried. In 2021, the White House proposed nearly doubling the top capital gains rate and killing the stepped-up basis. The proposal died before it ever became law. 4 years later, Congress went the opposite direction and made the current system permanent. Right now, California's governor is pushing to ban this exact strategy. And tax scholars keep proposing new fixes, like treating loans against stock as taxable sales. Here's why it keeps surviving, and this is the lawyer's view. First, valuation. Taxing wealth means valuing private businesses, art, and land every single year, and that's a litigation nightmare. Second, record keeping. Wiping out the step-up means proving what your grandfather paid for stock in 1974. Third, politics. Every reform gets framed as an attack on family farms and small businesses, and it dies in committee. Agree with it or not, this structure has beaten every challenge for decades. So if the door isn't closing, you might as well learn where it is. Because a smaller version of this exact playbook is sitting there for regular investors, and that's what I'm going to hand you right after this. Before we get to how you can take advantage of this, Laws for Wealth channel wants to thank SaneBox for sponsoring this video. Look, you probably already know how overwhelming an out-of-control inbox feels with all the emails we get daily. SaneBox fixes that and lets you train your inbox to sort emails, saving you valuable time each day. It's an AI-powered email management tool that learns which emails actually matter to you and quietly moves everything else out of your way, so your inbox only shows you what needs your attention. No more digging through promotional noise to find the one message you actually needed. SaneBox works with whatever email you already use, Gmail, Outlook, Apple Mail, and it sets up in minutes. There's a link in the description to SaneBox, who is offering our viewers a free trial so you can see for yourself before spending a cent. Now, let's get back to it. All right, so how does someone without $1 billion actually use these rules? 4 moves, each one bigger than the last. Move 1. Hold everything for more than a year. Sell an asset in under a year, and the profit is taxed like a paycheck, up to 37%. Hold it past a year, and you drop into the capital gains lane at 0, 15, or 20%. One extra day of patience can cut your tax rate nearly in half. Move 2. Use the 0% bracket because, yes, there's a 0% bracket. In 2026, a married couple with taxable income up to $98,900 pays 0% on long-term gains. For singles, it's about $49,000. Retirees and anyone in a low-income year can sell winners, pay nothing, and even buy them right back at a higher basis. Most people have no idea this exists. Move 3. Borrow instead of selling, and real estate is where this shines for regular investors. This is the everyman's version of what Musk does with Tesla stock. It's called a cash-out refinance. Say you bought a rental for $250,000 and it's now worth $400,000. Refinance it and you can pull out well over $100,000 in equity. That money hits your account completely tax-free because it's a loan. Your tenant's rent pays the new mortgage down. You still own the property, it keeps appreciating, and you're still writing off depreciation against the rental income. I did this myself, more than once, back when I was buying rentals. And when you're ready to trade up, a 1031 exchange lets you roll one property into a bigger one without triggering a single dollar of capital gains. Move 4. Plan for the step up. Your lowest basis, most appreciated assets are the ones you hold for life. Don't gift them while you're alive because gifts carry your old basis with them. Pass them at death and your heirs inherit at full market value, gains erased. For real estate investors, there's a bonus most people miss. The step-up also wipes out depreciation recapture. Decades of write-offs and the IRS never collects them back. Quick word of caution before you run off. Borrowed money always carries risk. Markets fall, lenders can call loans, and leverage cuts both ways. This is education, not financial or legal advice. So run your plan past your own CPA or attorney first. So now you know what took me years of practicing law to fully appreciate. Buy assets that grow, borrow instead of selling, and hold your winners so the step up erases the gains. The wealthiest families in America run this playbook for generations, and every piece of it is sitting right there in the tax code, waiting for someone who knows the rules. If this helped, subscribe for more videos like this. Now, knowing these rules is one thing. Actually building the portfolio to use them is another. 2 years ago, I sold my house, skipped buying another one, and put everything into 5 income-producing assets instead. That decision made me a millionaire. In the next video, I break down exactly what those 5 assets are, what they pay me, and why I do it again. It's right here. I'll see you inside.